and an African American gentleman checked us out. His name was Toby. Said his name was Toby. I live in Brooklyn Park, but I work in Minnetonka. So as far as my customers are concerned, I am a member of NWA, and it's different being the subject of geological stereotyping, but my favorite part is when the very rich gentlemen walk in with their 14-year-old daughters, little hipster scumfuckers. And they walk in and they're like, oh, come on, let's get some coffee. This is great. I'm spending time with my daughter. One look at me and they're like, get the fuck out. Like I'm somehow just seeing me is gonna impregnate them with a crack baby and ruin their credit. Because they know. Like, it's wrong. Working in a coffee shop really is a quick way to become pro-euthanasia and sterilization. You get the dumbest fucking questions from me. Let's get a round of applause for euthanasia and sterilization. Let's go. Right. Anyway, no, I had a guy walk up to me. I was minding my own business, doing my coffee thing. This guy comes up to the counters. Why don't you guys have pasta? We're a fucking coffee shop. And I'm like, because we don't have pasta. Well, what do you have to drink? Coffee? Don't get smart with me. I wouldn't fucking know how. So I live in Brooklyn Park, and it's not the roughest area. I mean, crime rate wise, it's right below Minneapolis and St. Paul. But I was driving up to the gas station the other night at like 2 in the morning, and I pull into the gas station, and a gentleman walks up to me as I'm leaving my car to walk into the store and says, "Hey man, will you purchase me a cigaretto? I forgot my ID." And I was like, no, I'm a regular here. I'm in here like 2 or 3 times a day. I smoke a lot of cigarettes. And, he's like, come on, man, just buy me a blunt. I forgot my ID. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that, man. And when did it change from a cigarette to a blunt? Like, way to play your hand early. I was like, all right, whatever, man. And he wanders off, and so I go in, and the cashier immediately asks me, was there some kid out there trying to get you to buy him a blunt? I was like, yeah, but they're harmless. Apparently this cat had been out there for like 4 hours. And he and a buddy had been out there trying to get every person that came in to buy them Philly. And so I'm walking around the store, I'm getting some ice cream, some flips and shit. And turns out that the cashiers are really pissed off about this. They're fucking calling the cops. And I'm like, shit, now this motherfucker's gonna think that I came in here and ratted on him. And then I'm gonna have to go back out there. So now I'm doing this equation in my head like, do I wait until the cop shows up? But that's kind of lame, and he's probably not going to do anything. And then the girl goes out there, and I'm like, shit, she comes back in, and I guess they were swearing at her and threatening her with violence. And my first thought is, I am way too fucking high for this. But the situation has to be resolved. So I get my ice cream Twix bars. I'm like, you know what, fuck it. If I gotta fight, I gotta fight. There's 2 of them out there, but if I can get to my car quick enough, I can probably hit one of the motherfuckers on the way out. So I pay for my stuff, and I have my fucking keys, like, between my fingers. And my Twix bars up like a fucking club. And I'm stalking out around the corner waiting for these motherfuckers. And that's when the fucking cop pulls in. Fuck. God didn't even look. I'm fucking white, like he was my son. You guys are all worried. I did actually. I failed the drug test recently, which is horseshit because I studied for that shit for months. And it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, they were like, you're fucking gone out of here. I was like, yeah, fuck you. I was eating your food while high at work. And it evened out. And a lot of my friends and family are 12-steppers. They're in the program, and they started talking to me about going into recovery. And I was astounded because they didn't even know what I got fired for. There was like, I didn't tell them that I had been smoking weed. They were like, you're fucking done. And So they were like, well, come on, you got to do it. The 12-step program is the only way. What were you addicted to? I was like, fucking Stairmaster, bitch. Shut him up real quick. All right, I'm gonna skip ahead here for a second. So I was having breakfast the other day with a pro-lifer. Omelets. And when I asked about why they were pro-life, I want to know the reason, and they said, well, it was what the priest told them, and which I think is a horseshit excuse. But then I started to think about it. You try to keep open-minded, and it dawned on me that of course a priest is going to be pro-life. A priest being pro-choice would be like a rapist being pro-pepper spray. It's just not really for the cause. Thank you, Spring Street.
Give it up for that guy. Awesome. Sward. All right.